All right, guys. So today we're going to go over solve equations, okay? We're going to go over the easy ones, which are one-step solutions. Then we're going to go over second, two-step, and then eventually multiple-step equations. So let's start off with the first example, where we have 26 is equal to 8 plus v. 26 is equal to 8 plus v. So guys, we're trying to solve for v. What we need to do is we need to isolate v. So how would you normally do it? You would say, you know what, I want to get rid of this 8. So you would subtract 8 on both sides, correct? That's what you would do, right? So what's 26 minus 8? 26 minus 8 gives you 18. And over here, this 8 minus 8 cancels. So you just get v is equal to 18, right? That's one way of doing it. Moving forward, what I want you to think about it is like this. This is how I want you to think about this. Now, what's happening over here is this is plus 8. When plus 8 goes to the other side of the equal sign, it's going to become the opposite. So it's going to become minus 8. Okay, that's a much faster way of thinking about it. And you can say v is 18. This stuff right here, it's good in the beginning when you're a kid in grade 5, grade 6. But moving forward, I want you to do it like this. If it's plus 8, when it goes to the other side, it's going to become minus 8. Okay, that's how I want you to think about it. Let's do a couple more examples. Okay, so let's say x plus 4 is equal to 7. So guys, we want to solve for x. We want to isolate it. So what's going to happen? Plus 4, when it goes to the other side, it's going to become minus 4. And what's 7 minus 4? That's 3. Simple?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this one. So 2 minus x is equal to, let's say, 3. Now, guys, you got to be watchful here. This is negative x. I want to isolate x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this negative x to the other side. When I move it to the other side, it's going to become positive x. And then I'm going to move this 3 to this side. This is plus 3. When it comes to this side, what's it going to become? 3. And 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Do you understand this just gone?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, let's do a few more examples, okay? So we have 15 plus b is equal to 23. We're trying to solve for b. So we're going to keep b as it is. And plus 15, when it moves to the other side, it's going to become minus 15. So your b is just going to be 23 minus 15, which is 8. Simple? Okay. If I give you minus 15 plus n is equal to minus 9, let's say you were trying to solve for n, what would happen? This minus 15, when it moves to the other side, what's it going to become?
Positive.
It's going to become plus 15. And what's minus 9 plus 15, folks? Minus 9 plus 15 is equal to 6. You guys know how to add integers, right? Add or subtract integers. Are you guys good with that? Okay, good. All right, guys, let's have a look at this one. M plus 4 is equal to minus 12. I'm trying to solve for m. So plus 4, when it moves to the other side, what's it going to become?
Minus 4.
Minus 4. So your m is minus 12 minus 4, which is minus 16. Now, guys, if at any point you have a question, you got to ask me, okay? Okay, so that's that. Let's do another example. P minus 6 is equal to minus 5. So we're trying to solve for P. So this is minus 5 over here. Now, minus 6, when it moves to the other side, it's going to become plus 6. And what's minus 5 plus 6? Minus 5 plus 6 is just going to be equal to positive 1. Okay. I'll tell you a trick on how to add or subtract integers, okay? I'll teach you a trick. So watch this. Guys, if I ask you to do minus 3 minus 7, okay, all I want you to do is forget about these negatives, okay? Tell me, are these the same signs? Do both of these have same signs?
Yeah.
They do, right? Okay, whenever both the numbers have the same signs, all you do is you add them. What's 7 plus 3?
10.
And then what's the sign of the bigger number? Negative. You just put the negative in front. Okay. So let's practice this once more. If I ask you to do -1 -3, are these the same sign?
Yep.
Okay, add the numbers. 1 plus 3 is how much? And then just put the sign of the bigger number. -4. Okay, now what if I ask you to do this? -4 plus 2. Are the signs same or different?
Different.
Same.
When they're different, you see this is negative, this is plus, so they're different now, right?
Yeah.
Now what you do is you just do bigger number minus smaller number. What's 4 minus 2?
2.
And then put the sign of the bigger number. -2, okay? So let's go once more, okay? Let's see if you guys can figure this out. If I ask you to do -6 plus 1, are these the same sign or different sign?
Different signs.
Different.
Okay, so you just do bigger number minus smaller number. What's 6 minus 1?
5.
5. And put the sign of the bigger one, -5. Okay, let's go once more. -3 minus 4. Do they have same sign or different sign?
Same.
Same.
Okay. Then you're just going to add, what's 3 plus 4? Put the sign of the bigger number, -7. Understood? So if I ask you to do 2 minus plus 3, now you know minus plus is minus, right? Okay, then I see, okay, different sign. So you do bigger number minus smaller number. What's 3 minus 2? 1. And you put the sign of the bigger number. Okay, couple other things I want you to remember. It's this. Plus plus is equal to plus. Minus minus is equal to plus. Plus minus is equal to minus. And minus plus is equal to minus. Look, same sign, you add. Same sign, you add. Different sign, subtract. Different sign, subtract. Okay, just keep that in mind. Okay, before we move on, I'm just going to do 2 more examples, okay? I just want to make sure you guys are crystal clear with this concept. Actually, before we get into this, let's just do the addition and subtraction. -4 minus 2, guys. Okay, do they have same sign or different sign? Same sign, so I'm going to add them. What's 4 plus 2?
6.
And then put the sign of the bigger number. Same sign or different sign?
Different.
Different. So you do bigger number minus smaller number. What's 7 minus 2? 5. And then put the sign of the bigger number.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood? That's all there is, guys. Just remember that, okay? Let's go back to practicing questions now. N plus 10 is equal to 5. So what's my n going to be? Well, this is plus 10. When it goes to the other side, it's going to become minus 10. Guys, what's 5 minus 10?
5.
Minus 5. Okay. X plus 2 is equal to 7. So your x plus 2 will move to the other side. It will become minus 2.
5.
What's 7 minus 2?
5.
That's 5. Good. Excellent. Let's see. A plus 3 is equal to 7. So what's your A going to be? Plus 3 will go to the other side, become minus 3. So A is equal to 4. Okay. Are you guys good so far?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now, what if I give you V minus 15 is equal to minus 27? So what's your V going to be? That's going to be minus 27, right? This minus 15, when it comes to this side, it's going to become plus 15. Does that make sense? Now, tell me, do they have same signs or different signs?
Different.
Yeah.
Different. So just do bigger number minus smaller number. What's 27 minus 15?
12.
That's 12. But what's the sign of the bigger number? Negative. So you just put the negative. You guys see the trick over here?
Yep.
Good. Now, what if I tell you 8x is equal to minus 104? Now, guys, what's happening over here? What's 8 doing over here? It's multiplying, right?
Mm.
So if I want to isolate x, you can think about it like this. You can either divide both sides by 8, right?
Yeah.
This will just cancel, and your x will be equal to minus 104 divided by 8. Now, guys, what's 104 divided by 8?
13.
Negative 13.
Exactly, and you're going to just leave the negative there. Okay, that's one way of thinking about it. Another way of thinking about it is like this. 8x is equal to negative 104, right? Another way of thinking about it is cross multiplying. Guys, what's the meaning of cross multiplying?
Multiply
Okay,
8.
everything goes across. Everything goes across. So what would happen is this 8, when it goes to the other side, it's going to go across and it's going to land at the bottom. So it lands right there, which gives you the same answer, which is negative 13. Okay, so you could either do it this way or that way. Okay, it's all the same, doesn't really matter. Whatever you're comfortable with, but you should understand both the steps. Does that make sense so far? All right, let's have a look at this now. We have 14b is equal to minus 56. Now, if you want to solve for b, what's happening? 14 is multiplying. So if you want to solve for b, you're going to divide both sides by 14. This cancels. So what's your b equal to? What's minus 56 divided by 14? Minus 4.
Negative 4.
Good. Excellent. Next question is minus 6 is equal to b over 18. Now, guys, look at this. I want to isolate b. Over here, you're dividing it by 18. What's going to happen is it's going to move across. Watch. It moves across. When it goes to the other side, it's going to land at the top. Okay? So one way of thinking about it is when 18 goes to the other side, it gets to the top. So your b is just 18 times negative 6. How much is that, folks?
Negative 288.
Negative how much?
288.
288. Okay, that's one way of thinking about it. Another way what you could have thought about was this, right? You want to cancel the 8, it's dividing, so you'll just multiply both sides by 8, right? Or 18, sorry, this was 18. So you would just multiply both sides by 18. Now this cancels, and this is going to be 18 times negative 6, which is minus 288. Okay, same thing, but I want you to get used to this cross multiplication method. This is really important. Okay, everything moves across. There's 18 at the bottom, moves across, it lands at the top. Do you guys follow it so far? Okay, good. All right, let's have a look at some of these questions now. 10n is equal to 40. So if I want to solve for n, what would I do? I would divide both sides by 10. This cancels. So what's your n equals to? 40 divided by 10. What's 40 divided by 10? 4.
4.
Right? Pretty simple stuff. Okay, good. M minus 9 is equal to minus 13. If I was to solve for m, what should I do, guys? This minus 9, when it goes to the other side, what's it going to become? Plus 9. Good. And this is different sign, so I'll do bigger number minus smaller number. What's 13 minus 9? 4. And then you just put the sign of the bigger number. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, good. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, now we're going to practice a few questions with cross multiplications. 2x is equal to 14. Okay, if I want to solve for 14, you can either divide both sides by 2, and then this cancels. So your x will be 14 divided by 2, which is 7. Or another way you could have thought about this was, we had 2x is equal to 14. This 2 will go across and it will land at the bottom. So it will become 14 over 2, which is also 7. That's another way of thinking about it. Okay. All right. Now, what if I have 10x is equal to 30? So you cross multiply, what's going to happen? That 10 is going to land at the bottom, right? So it will be 30 over 10, which is 3. Or you could have thought about it like 10x is equal to 30. So I'm going to solve for x. I'm going to isolate x. You divide both sides by 10. This cancels. And your x will be 30 over 10, which is just 3. You guys are good so far?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right, now what if you get 2 over 3 is equal to x over 9? Now this is when you really need to know how to use cross multiplication. Okay, 9 is at the bottom. When I take it to the other side, what's going to happen? It's going to cross multiply. It's dividing, right? When it goes there, it's going to multiply. So what will happen is you will have 2 over 3. This 9 goes across and it lands at the top. Okay, now 9 and 3 can be simplified because 3 divided by 1 and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So what's your x going to be equal to? 3 times 2, which is 6. Both of you guys, did you guys understand the step over here?
Mhm.
Okay, if at any point you have a question, guys, you got to let me know, okay? Don't be shy about this. You got to let me know. Okay, what if I tell you I have x over 4 is equal to 1 over 2? You're trying to isolate x. So what's going to happen? This 4 will cross multiply. It will go across. It'll land at the top. And 4 over 2 is just 2. Understood? If I had given you 9 over x is equal to 3 over 4. Now, guys, this is interesting. I'm trying to find x, but x is at the bottom. So I can't solve for x as long as it's at the bottom. Cross multiply. I got to bring it to the top. This x is going to go across right there. This 4 is going to go across right there. And then this 3 can come back across like that. Okay, so you can either decide to do it in multiple steps where 4 goes there. So that becomes 9 times 4. And x goes there, so it becomes 3x. So you get 36 is equal to 3x. And then you divide both sides by 3. Right? So this cancels, and your x is equal to 12. Or what you could have done was, let's say if you had this, I'm going to just rewrite the question. What would happen is, okay, let me just draw this out. What happens in cross multiplication? Everything moves across. Everything moves across. Everything moves across. Okay? That's the meaning of cross multiplication. Okay, so what's going to happen over here? You're trying to solve for x. This x is going to go across, and it's going to land over here. 9 is over here. This 3 will go across, and it will land at the bottom. This 4 will go across, and it will land at the top, like that. So you get x is equal to 36 over 3, which is 12. Do you guys follow that? Okay, good. Okay, these are the most fundamental concepts, folks. Most of the people, they don't know these concepts, okay? And that's why they struggle in higher grades. So if I give you 1 over 2 is equal to x over 6, and I'm trying to solve for x, what's going to happen is we got to get rid of the 6. The 6 is going to go across. It's going to land at the top. So you get 6 over 2 is equal to x, which means x is equal to 3. Quite simple, right? Once you do a few questions, it's quite simple. Now, what given you 2 over 5 is equal to x over 10. So this 10 goes across, and it lands to the top. Okay, now 10 over 5, you can simplify that, guys. Both of those numbers can be divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So x is just going to be 2 times 2, which is 4. Are you guys following it so far? Okay, good. Let's have a look at this one, guys. We have 5 over 7 is equal to 20 over x. Now you're trying to solve for x, so you got to isolate this. What's going to happen? We got to somehow move this x to the top. This guy is going to go across. It lands over there. Now 7 goes across. It lands at the top. 20 times 7. 5 goes across. It lands at the bottom. So you get this. And then 20 over 5 can be simplified. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So your x is 4 times 7, which is 28. You guys are good so far? If you have a question, you got to let me know, folks. Don't just sit there and be all quiet and shy about it. If you have a question, you got to ask. We have 1 over 3 is equal to 4 over x. Again, I gotta isolate my x. So x goes across, it's to the top. 3 goes across, becomes 4 times 3. Okay, so x is just 4 times 3, which is 12. Now remember, this is 1, right? X times 1 is just going to be x. Okay? Simple. All right, you guys, I want you to do the next question yourselves. I'm going to ask one of you guys for the answer. 3 over 4 is equal to 24 over x. Let's go. You get a minute.
X equals 96.
Okay. Good. So Jaskan, you were right. You just had to go one step further, okay? So let's cross multiply. So what would happen is, I want to get rid of this x, right? I want to isolate x. So it's going to go across, land over there. This is 24. Now this 4 will go across, it will land at the top. So it will become 24 times 4. And this 3, it will come across and it will land at the bottom. Okay? Now 24 divided by 3, you can simplify that. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So your x is going to be 8 times 4, which is 32. Do you guys understand the steps here?
Yeah.
Okay, it's really, really important for you guys to know these. Okay, all right, let's make things more challenging. 3 over 1 is equal to x over 11. Okay, I want to isolate x, so what should I do? 11 will go across and it will land at the top. Agreed. 11 times 3 is 33. Does that make sense? Okay, let's have a look at this. X over 3 is equal to 2 over 3. Okay, what's going to happen? This 3 will go across, it will land at the top, right? So you'll have 2 over 3 times 3. And what happens? 3 divided by 3? They cancel. So what's x equals to? 2. Guys, you could have done this differently. Look at this. What's at the bottom over here? 3. What's at the bottom over here? 3. So clearly, this must be equal to that. Right? The denominator is the same, so x must be equal to 2. Okay? But you could have just isolated the x and you would have gotten the same answer. Do you guys understand that? Okay, all right. Let's do a few more questions. So we have 28 over x is equal to 4 over 2. Okay, so you're going to isolate your x. X is going to go across. It's going to land over there. 28 is here. 2 is going to go across and multiply. And 4 is going to go across. It will land at the bottom. Now, 2 and 4, you can divide those by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x is 28 divided by 2, which is 14. Any questions, folks? Okay. I'm assuming you guys are good. All right, every single person, I want you to do the next 6 questions yourself. Let's go. All of you guys. These ones right here. You're going to do these yourself. You get 10 minutes. Let's go. All right, guys, let's have a look at these questions. So the first question, which was number 15, we had v over 8 is equal to 2. Okay, so you're trying to solve for v. What's going to happen is 8 is going to go across, and you'll have 2 times 8, which is 16. How many of you guys got that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. The next question had 16 is equal to k over 11. So 11 will go across, and you'll have 16 times 11 is equal to k. And was that 176?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's have a look at questions. So then I had minus 15x is equal to 0. This is a tricky one. What's the answer for this, Navneet?
0.
Excellent. So what's going to happen is negative 15 will go across. It will land at the bottom. Guys, 0 divided by anything is going to be 0. So your x is equal to 0. Okay? So remember that 0 divided by anything is just 0. Okay? Next up, what you had is minus 17x is equal to minus 204. So what will happen is the 17 will go across. It will land at the bottom. So you have minus 204 divided by minus 17. Now negative negative cancels. And what's 204 divided by 17, folks?
12.
12. Okay. Good stuff. 21 is equal to negative 7n. Okay, so this negative 7 is going to cross multiply. It will land at the bottom. So your n is going to be negative 3. Right? 21 divided by 7 is just 3. You just move the negative to the top. Okay? How many of you guys got this?
Yep.
Good. Next up, what you have is m over 4 is equal to negative 13. So your m is just going to be negative 13 times 4. What's negative 13 times 4, folks?
Negative 52.
Negative 52. Okay, so those are super simple questions, right? Once you understand the concept, the rest is super easy. Good. So all of you guys seem to know this stuff so far. I'm going to try to see if I can pick a few tough questions here. Let's see. Be this one. And maybe that. Okay, so let's do the first one. So we have minus 15 is equal to a over 18. Okay. So you're going to cross multiply 18. It goes there, it becomes minus 5 times 18, which is how much, folks? 18 times 5? Is it minus 90?
Negative 90.
Good. Okay. The next question that you had was n minus 8 is equal to minus 10. So now what would happen is minus 8 will move to the other side and become plus 8. And what's minus 10 plus 8? Negative 2. Because you do bigger number minus, signs are different. So you do bigger number minus the smaller number, which is 2, and then you just put the sign of the bigger number. All good so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how you're going to tackle cross multiplication. Now we're going to combine the addition and division or multiplication stuff. And these questions are going to be called two-step questions. So first question is this. 6 is equal to a over 4 plus 2. Now this looks more complicated, right? Because you have a division happening here. You have addition happening here. Again, the goal is to solve for a, so you want to isolate a. So guys, pay attention. This is what you need to do. We're going to first get rid of this plus 2. So plus 2, when it goes to the other side, what will it become, guys?
Minus 2.
Minus 2. So 6 minus 2 is 4. So then you have 4 is equal to a over 4. And then you're going to cross multiply the 4. So you get 4 times 4 is equal to a, which means your a is equal to 16. So remember this, guys, whenever you have a multiplication and division and a plus or minus happening on the side, you first get rid of this plus or minus, okay? So you first move this term to the other side, and then the rest is super simple. Does everyone understand that so far? Okay.
Yeah.
Next I have is minus 6 plus x over 4 is equal to minus 5. Again, we have some negative sign here, and over here we have some division happening by 4. So how do I proceed with this question? Well, this is negative 6. We're going to first move it to the other side. When minus 6 goes to the other side, what will it become?
Plus 6.
It will become plus 6. And what's minus 5 plus 6? Well, that's just 1. And then you're going to cross multiply the 4. So your x is just 1 times 4, which is just 4. Are you guys good so far? Hey. All right, I'm going to do a few questions, and then I'm going to ask you guys to solve these, okay? So I want you guys paying attention here. If I have this, we're going to first get rid of this -7. Guys, what's going to happen? -7 will go to the other side and become
Positive.
+7. And what's -7 plus 7? Well, that's just 0. Then you do cross multiplication, x will become 0 over 9, and 0 over anything is just 0. So your x is going to be equal to 0 for this. Okay. Next up, what you have is 0 is equal to 4 plus n over 5. Okay, same thing. We got to first get rid of this +4. This +4, when it goes to the other side, it will become -4. So then you have -4 is equal to n over 5. And then you're going to cross multiply the 5. So you get -4 times 5 is equal to n. So your n is equal to -20. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, good. All right, then we have -4 is equal to x over 20 minus 5. So I'm trying to solve for x, guys. First thing, you get rid of this -5. When it goes to the other side, -5 will become +5. Now what's -4 plus 5? That's 1. And that is equal to x over 20. Then you cross multiply the 20. So x just becomes 1 times 20, which is just 20, right? 20 goes there, becomes 20 times 1. So x is just 20. Any questions so far? Okay. All right. Now the next question is a bit different, okay? The next question is a bit different. What you have is -1 is equal to 5 plus x all over 6. Okay, guys, there's one major difference here. You see, now this plus is not on the side separately. It's all over 6, okay? Whenever it's all over 6, you first cross multiply the 6. Look, we can cross multiply this, right? Because it's all over. So we can cross multiply this. So when it goes to the other side, it will become -1 times 6. So that's just -6 is equal to 5 plus 6. Then we're going to move this +5 to the other side. It will become -5. So your x is equal to -6 minus 5. Okay, it's the same sign, so just add up the numbers. What's x plus 5? 11. And put the sign of the bigger number. X is equal to -11. Any questions on this? Okay. All right. So the next questions are getting trickier, okay? So we have v plus 9 all over 3 is equal to 8. Guys, what's going to happen? This 3 is going to cross multiply first. So what's 8 times 3? Okay, it's going to be 24, right? So v plus 9 is equal to 24. Then we got to get rid of plus 9. When it goes to the other side, it becomes -9. So what's this going to become? 15. Okay. All right. So next up, we have 2 times n plus 5 bracket is equal to -2. Okay, you can think about this bracket. Means we can't get rid of this first. We first got to get rid of outside guys. So this is 2 times, right? It's multiplying. So guys, I can do the cross multiplication for that. So what will happen? This 2, when it goes across, it will land at the bottom, right? Okay, it will land at the bottom. So this is n plus 5. And what's -2 divided by 2? Well, that's -1. And now plus 5 will move to the other side, become -5. So what's your n? -1 minus 5, which is -6. Does that make sense?
I have a question.
Yes.
So like, would the answer be different if you like distributed the 2 to the n and the 5? Like, would it be the same?
You know what? No, it would be the same, but it would just be longer. And you don't want to do that. Because if what's going to happen is you're going to multiply this with this, you're going to multiply this with this, then move, and then you're going to divide it by 2. So those are just going to be extra steps. And you don't want to do that. You want to get rid of the outside guys first. Okay, this is outside. Let's get rid of this. Boom, goes at the bottom. This becomes -1. Then you get rid of +5, right? That's a lot easier. So never distribute. If you're trying to solve for something, you don't want to distribute it. Okay, you want to get rid of stuff. Okay, next you have is -9x plus 1 is equal to -80. So I'm trying to solve for x. You see, guys, look at this. I have -9x here. I personally don't like having a negative in front of x. So I'm going to move this term to the other side. So this -9x, when it goes to the other side, becomes 9x. Agreed? Now we had 1 on this side. 1 was already on this side. And we'll move this -80 to the other side. It will become +80. So this becomes 81 is equal to 9x. And then you cross multiply the 9. So your x is 81 over 9, which means your x is just equal to 9. Does that make sense, folks? Okay, look, this was -9x. I don't like having a negative in front of my x term. So I first move this term to this side. I move this -80 to this side, and the rest is simple. So these are the key techniques that you need to know. Okay, guys? You know, these are the key techniques that you need to know. Are we good so far? All right. Okay, let's have a look, guys. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have -2 is equal to 2 plus b over 4. Okay, guys, here's the thing. This is connected, right? We'll get rid of this afterwards. First, let's get rid of this 2. So this +2 will go to the other side, become -2. And that is equal to b over 4. What's -2 minus 2? Oh, that's -4. Okay, now I got to get rid of this 4. You cross multiply, it's going to land at the top. So you get -4 times 4 is equal to v. So your v is -16. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. Okay, all right, folks. So we have 144 is equal to -12 times x plus 5. Okay, we want to first get rid of this -12. Guys, here's where people get confused. They see a negative, they think it's being subtracted. No. Guys, what's happening is -12 is actually multiplying with this. It's multiplying with this. So what's going to happen is you're going to cross multiply -12. You divide both sides by -12. Or you can imagine -12 moves here. Boom. So you get 144 divided by -12 is equal to x plus 5. Now 144 divided by 12 is 12. And you just move the negative to the top. You get this. Is equal to x plus 5. Now you're going to move plus 5 to the other side. It's going to become -5. So x is -12 minus 5, which is -17. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, this is tricky. This is tricky. I'm going to ask you guys to practice these questions afterwards. So make sure you're paying attention. Okay. What if I give you -15 is equal to -4m plus 5? Okay, look at this. I have -4m. I don't like having a negative in front of my m term. I'm going to move it to the other side. So it becomes +4m. We have 5 here. -15. We're going to move it to the other side. So it becomes +15. What's 5 plus 15? That's 20. Okay, you cross multiply. It's going to go across and it's going to land at the bottom. So you get 20 over 4, which means m is equal to 20 over 4, which is 5. Any questions, folks? Okay, all right, everyone. I want you to do the next few questions yourself. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Let's go. Our first question was 10 minus 6v is equal to minus 104. Okay, again, I see negative 6v. We don't want to have a negative. We'll move it to the other side. It will become positive 6v. This is 10. This is minus 104. When we move it to this side, it will become plus 104. Okay, it will become plus 104. So what does this become? This becomes 114 is equal to 6v. Cross multiply. Your v is going to be 114 divided by 6, which is how much, folks?
V equals 19.
19. How many of you guys got this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Next up, what you have is negative 9x minus 13 is equal to minus 103. Again, I don't like having a negative in front of x. I move it to this side, becomes 9x. We have minus 13 here. Minus 103 when it comes here becomes plus 103. Now minus 13 plus 103 is actually going to be 90. Now you're going to cross multiply, so you get 90 divided by 9 is equal to x, which means x is equal to 10. How many of you guys got that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay, let's have a look at the next one now. We have n plus 5 divided by negative 16 is equal to minus 1. So we're going to cross multiply this first, guys. We're going to cross multiply this. So it becomes minus 1 times minus 16. Now, guys, minus minus becomes plus, okay? And 1 times 16 is 16. So your n is just going to be plus 5. When it goes to the other side, it becomes minus 5. So your n is just going to be equal to 11. Did everyone get that? Okay, if not, make sure you pay attention to the steps, okay? Okay, then you had minus 10 is equal to 10 times k minus 9. Okay, first thing, I see this 10 on the outside. Let's divide both sides by 10. Or you can cross multiply, okay? Cross multiply this 10. It will move across. And what will happen? This will become minus 10 over 10 is equal to k minus 9. Now, minus 10 over 10 is just minus 1 is equal to k minus 9. So minus 9 will move to this side, become plus 9. And minus 1 plus 9 is equal to 8. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. M over 9 minus 1 is equal to minus 2. Okay, folks. First thing, we're going to move this minus 1 to the other side. So minus 1 when it goes to the other side becomes plus 1. Okay, m over 9 is equal to minus 2 plus 1, which is minus 1. Now you cross multiply your 9. It goes across, and it becomes minus 1 times 9. So your m is just equal to minus 9. Any questions on that? Okay. Good. Let's do a few more questions. So what if I tell you 7 times 9 plus k is equal to 84? So first thing that I would do is I would get rid of the 7 first, okay? So we're going to get rid of this 7. It's going to cross multiply and land at the bottom. So it becomes 84 over 7. Guys, what's 84 divided by 7? Is it 12? Then plus 9 will move to the other side. It will become minus 9. So 12 minus 9. So your k is just going to be equal to 3. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, Navneet, are you good as well? Just Karan, are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then we have 8 plus b over minus 4 is equal to 5. This is plus 8. We'll move it to the other side. Guys, plus 8, when we move it to the other side, will become minus 8, right? So this becomes 5 minus 8. So you have b over minus 4 is equal to minus 3. And then you're going to cross multiply with minus 4. Okay, minus 4 will cross multiply, so it becomes minus 3 times minus 4. So b negative negative becomes plus, and 3 times 4 is 12. So b is just going to be equal to 12. So far, so good, guys? Okay, every single question that I'm doing today, I want to make sure you guys go home. Actually, you are at home. I want to make sure you guys practice those in your spare time, okay? All right. Okay, now, what's the first thing we need to do? We got to get rid of this negative 9, right? It's multiplying, so we're going to cross multiply. This becomes minus 243 divided by negative 9. That is equal to 10 plus x. Now, negative negative cancels. What's 243 divided by 9? Punch it in, folks. 243 divided by 9 is how much?
Is
it 27?
Yeah.
Okay, then plus 10 will come here and become minus 10. So x is equal to 17. Do you guys understand that? Okay. All right, guys. Okay. So seems like most of you guys have good understanding of this so far. Okay. So we're gonna crank it up a bit. Okay. So first question we have is, okay, this is a bit easy. We have minus 20 is equal to minus 4x minus 6x. Okay, okay. So guys, look, we have minus 20 is equal to minus 4x minus 6x. Guys, look at this. We can combine these two terms. What's minus 4 minus 6? Minus 10, right? So this will be minus 10x. Minus 4x minus 6x will be minus 10x. And then you just cross multiply the negative 10. You bring it to the bottom. So you say your x negatives cancels. Okay, these negative signs, they're going to cancel. 20 over 10 is just 2. So x is equal to 2. Okay, keep watching. So next we have is 6 is equal to 1 minus 2n plus 5. Okay, I'm trying to get rid of, I'm trying to isolate n. You see, this is a negative 2n. I never like having a negative in front of n. So I'm just going to move this negative 2n term over here to this side. It becomes positive 2n. Now I have 1 plus 5 on the other side, right? And I'm going to move the 6 to the other side. So it becomes minus 6. So guys, look at this. This becomes 1 plus 5, which is 6, minus 6, which is 0. And then you cross multiply, 0 divided by 2 will just stay 0. So your n is equal to 0. All good so far? Okay. Next up, what you have is 8x minus 2 is equal to minus 9 plus 7x. Okay, so let's bring all the x's together. This 7x will come to this side. Okay, this is 8x. We're going to keep it over here. We're going to bring this 7x to this side, so it becomes minus 7x. We had minus 9 here. This is minus 2. We're going to move it to the other side. It becomes plus 2. What's 8x minus 7x? Well, that's just 1x, right, which is x. And what's minus 9 plus 2? Minus 7. So x is equal to minus 7. Guys, if at any point you have a question, you got to ask me, okay? That's the only way I'm going to be able to read your mind here. All right. You guys are going to do the next question yourself. This one. Solve for A, folks. Let's go. Solve for A. Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask you guys to do a whole bunch of questions yourselves. This one. This one, this one, this one, this one. Let's go. Let's see if any of you guys can surprise me. Let's have a look at these questions, guys. The first one is a plus 5 is equal to minus 5a plus 5. Okay, first thing, we need to bring all the a terms together, okay? So what I would do is, you see this is minus 5a. I'm going to move it to the other side. So that will become plus 5a. Now this is 5, plus 5 goes to the other side, becomes minus 5. A plus 5a is 6a. And 5 minus 5 is 0. Divide both sides by 6, cross multiply, right? And 0 divided by anything is just 0. Okay, so a is equal to 0. Did all of you guys get that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Next up we have is 4m minus 4 is equal to 4m. Okay, guys, so you would bring all the m terms together. So bring your 4m over here. And then you would move this minus 4 to the other side. What's 4m minus 4m? Well, that's 0. Guys, can 0 ever be equal to 4? Nope. So no solution for this one. This was a tricky one. Okay, this was a tricky one, okay? No solution for this, guys. Okay, no solution. Solution does not exist. Next up, what you have is p minus 1 is equal to 5p plus 3p minus 8. All right, so we got to bring all the p terms together. So right now we got to move this p term to the other side. So we get 5p plus 3p. Now this was p, positive p. When it goes to the other side, it becomes minus p. Now this was minus 1. This minus 8, when it moves to the other side, it becomes plus 8. What's minus 1 plus 8? 7. And what's 5p plus 3p? That's 8p. What's 8p minus p? 7p. Divide both sides by 7. P is equal to 1. Or, you know, you could have shown the steps. 7 divided by 7 is equal to p, which means p is equal to 1. How many of you guys got this? Okay, these are tougher questions, okay? So if you didn't get this, that's all right. You just got to practice a bit more, okay? Let's have a look at the next one. So we have 5p minus 14 is equal to 8p plus 4. So we got to bring all the p terms together. So this 5p, you see this is 8p, this is 5p. If I move this 8p to the other side, I'll get 5p minus 8p. That'll give me some negative p's. I don't want to have a negative. So instead, I'm going to move this smaller term to the other side. So this 5p, when it goes to this side, becomes minus 5p. This was minus 14. Plus 4, when it goes to the other side, becomes minus 4. Minus 14 minus 4 is minus 18. And 8p minus 5p is 3p. Okay, now we're going to cross multiply because 3 is multiplying here. It comes over here and it divides. What's minus 18 divided by 3? 18 divided by 3 is 6, and you just leave the negative sign as it is. Did any of you guys get this right?
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Now, next up we have is p minus 4 is equal to minus 9 plus p. Okay, guys, let's bring all the p terms together. We're going to move this p to this side. So we get p minus p. This was minus 4. We're going to move this was minus 9. We're going to move minus 4 to the other side. It becomes plus 4. Now, p minus p is 0, guys, and minus 9 plus 4. Well, that's minus 5. Can 0 be equal to minus 5? Nope. No solution for this. Okay, be careful. You're going to run across these scenarios, okay? So you got to realize if the left-hand side value is not equal to that, clearly there's not going to be any solution for that. Okay, let's have a look at the next question. We have negative 8 is equal to minus x plus 4. Okay, guys, look at this. First thing that I realize is this is negative, this is negative. So I can cancel those negatives straight away. It will make my life easy. So this would just be 8 is equal to x plus 4. And then you just move plus 4 to the other side, it becomes minus 4. And that is just 4. Any questions so far? Okay. So we have 12 is equal to minus 4 times minus 6x minus 3. Now this is minus 4. Okay, we got to cross multiply that. So when it comes to the other side, it will get divided by minus 4, right? It moves across like that. Boom. And that is equal to minus 6x minus 3. Now what's 12 divided by minus 4? Well, the negative just stays like this. What's 12 divided by 4? That's 3. And that is equal to minus 6x minus 3. Now guys, this is minus 6x. I don't like having a negative value, so I'm going to move it to the other side. So it becomes positive 6. And this minus 3, when we move it to the other side, it becomes plus 3. Minus 3 plus 3 is equal to 0. So your x is going to be 0 divided by 6, which is just 0. Do you guys follow that?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, I'm going to circle a few more questions. I want you guys to do those, okay? So what we have here, okay, I want you to do this. I want you to do this. This is good as well. This is good. Do all of these. Let's go. You should be able to do all of these now. We'll practice enough questions. All right, guys, let's have a look at these questions now. We're going to start off with the first one, which first question has minus 7 minus bracket 7 minus 4 is equal to 9. Okay, so guys, the first thing that you can do is you can fold this negative in there. So this becomes minus 7. Minus minus will become plus 4x is equal to 9. And then you can move this negative 7 to the other side. It will become 9 plus 7, which is 16. Okay, let me just write down the steps here. So this would become 9 plus 7, which is 16. So 4x is equal to 16. And then you divide both sides by 4. So x is going to be equal to 4. Does that make sense, folks? Do you guys understand that?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, next up we had minus 18 minus 6k is equal to 6 times 1 plus 3k. Okay, minus 18 minus 6k is equal to 6 times 1 plus 3k. Okay, there's a couple ways you can actually make this a lot easier. Guys, look at this. I have 18 and 6. What can I factor out?
3.
6 times 3.
We can factor the 6. So this will become minus 3. And this will just become minus k. And we have a 6 here already, right? Okay, so guys, you know what? If you, okay, look at this. I have 6 here, I have 6 here. If you divide both sides by 6, what's going to happen? Those 6's are going to cancel. So if you do that, your calculations are going to be a lot easier. And you got minus 3 minus k is equal to 1 plus 3k. Okay, so sometimes you got to look around. Now this plus 1 will come over here, become minus 1. We're going to move this minus k to the other side. It will become 3k plus k. This is minus 4, and this is going to be 4k. Now you divide both sides, actually cross multiply, and the 4 is going to get to the bottom. Okay. So this will just become minus 4 over 4 is equal to k, which means your k is equal to minus 1. Do you guys understand the steps?
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes you got to be able to, if you can factor something out and cancel it, okay, you should do that. It will make your question, it will make your steps easier. Okay. All right. Let's have a look. What else do we have here? So then we had 5n plus 34 is equal to minus 2 times 1 minus 7. 7n. Okay, now I can't really factor anything, so this is just 5n plus 34. Now FOIL this. What's minus 2 times 1? Minus 2. What's minus 2 times minus 7? Well, minus becomes plus. And 2 times 7n is 14n. Now we're going to bring all the n's on one side. Okay, so this 5n will go to the other side and become minus 5n. This minus 2 will come to this side, become plus 2. So we get 34 plus 2. This is 36. And this is 9n. Cross multiply, so 36 divided by 9 is equal to your n. So your n is equal to 4. Any questions, folks? All good? Okay. Now, what did we have as the next question? The next question, we had 2 times 4x minus 3 minus 8 is equal to 4 plus 2x. Okay, so folks, I see 2 and 8 over here. You know, I can factor that out, or you know what? Let's keep it a bit simple. Let's just spoil it. What's 2 times 4x? 8x. What's 2 times negative 3? Minus 6. You had minus 8 over there, and this will just be 4 plus 2x. Now we're going to bring all the x terms together. This 2x, I'm going to move it to this side. So it becomes 8x minus 2x. I had 4 here. Minus 6, when it comes to this side, it will become plus 6. Minus 8, when it comes to this side, becomes plus 8. 8x minus 2x is 6x. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. Okay, cross multiply, this will become 18 divided by 6. So your x is equal to 3. How many of you guys got that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. If you got the answer to this, that means you're doing well, okay? So good job, folks. Okay. So next up, what we have is 3n minus 5 is equal to minus 8 times 6 plus 5n. Okay, we got to FOIL everything. So this is 3n minus 5. This will be minus 8 times 6, which is minus 48. Minus 8 times 5n is actually going to become minus 40n. This becomes minus 40n. So now we need to bring all the n terms together. Minus 40, when it comes to this side, it will become plus 40n. This is minus 40, plus 5 when it goes to the other side, minus 5 when it goes to the other side, becomes plus 5. So this is 43n. And this is going to be minus 48 plus 5, which is minus 43. Now you divide both sides by 43. In other words, you cross multiply, this 43 lands at the bottom. And that is just going to be negative 1. Okay, did you guys get that? If not, you just got to practice. Okay, every single question that I've done today, you got to practice it at least 4 to 5 times yourself if you want to do well, okay? So we have this minus 6 times minus 7 minus x is equal to 36. Okay, let's FOIL this. Minus times 1 is minus 1. Minus times 7x is minus 7x. Minus 6 times minus 7. Okay, guys, we have to multiply them, okay? This is being multiplied. Minus minus becomes plus, and 7 times 6 is 43. Now minus 6 times minus x, that will become plus 6x is equal to 36. Okay, we're going to combine the x terms. This is minus 7x plus 6x is actually minus x. Okay, now this is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 43. Guys, what's minus 1 plus 43? 42. And that is equal to 36. So we can do 2 things. We can either move this minus 6 here, right? I think that's what we should do, because I personally don't like having a negative here. I'll just move it over here. It becomes plus. Now this 36, I will move it to this side. It becomes minus 36. What's 42 minus 36? 6. X is equal to 6. Okay. Do you guys see each and every step over here? Do you guys understand it? right? Good. Let's do number 18. We have minus 3 times 4x plus 3 plus 4 times 6x plus 1 is equal to 43. Okay, we got a FOIL. Minus 3 times 4x is minus 12x. Minus 3 times 3 is minus 9. 4 times 6x is 24x. 4 times 1 is 4, and all of that is equal to 43. Now, what's minus 12x plus 24x? Well, that's just 12x. Minus 9, now we have 43 here. Minus 9, when it goes to the other side, becomes plus 9. Plus 4, when it goes to the other side, becomes minus 4. So we have 12x is equal to 43 plus 9. That's 52. 52 minus 4 is 48. And you divide both sides by 12. In other words, you cross multiply. So x is 48 divided by 12, which is 4. Do you guys understand that? Okay, good. Next up, what we have is 24a minus 22 is equal to minus 4 times 1 minus 6a. Okay, let's just FOIL. So this is 24a minus 22. What's minus 4 times 1? That's minus 4. What's minus 4 times minus 6? Well, minus minus will become plus. 6 times 4 is 24. And now you bring all that a terms together. So this 24a, we're going to move it to the side. So we get 24a minus 24a. This is minus 4. We're going to move minus 22 to this side. It becomes plus 22. Well, that just becomes 0. And minus 4 plus 22 is 18. Guys, is 0 equals to 18? Nope.
No.
No solution for this, folks.
Yes.
We have no solution for this, okay? You got to be careful for these ones. These ones are a bit tricky, okay? All right. Next you have is minus 5 times 1 minus 5x plus 5 times minus 8x minus 2 is equal to minus 4x minus 8x. Okay, we got a whole bunch of terms here. Let's FOIL. What's minus 5 times 1? That's minus 5. What's minus 5 times minus 5x? Well, that's plus 25x. 5 times minus 8x is minus 40x. 5 times minus 2 is minus 10. And all of that is equal to minus 4x. Now, what's minus 4x minus 8x? Well, that's minus 12x, correct? We can just combine them and write them as minus 12x. Now, we got to bring all the x terms together, okay? And leave the numbers on the other side. Now, this minus 5 minus 10 is minus 15. And what I'm going to do is, this is minus 12x. This is 25x. When 25x goes to the other side, it becomes minus 25x. This is minus 40x. When it goes to the other side, it becomes plus 40x. So this is minus 15. Guys, what's minus 12 minus 25? That's going to be minus 37x. Minus 37x plus 40x is just 3x. Then you divide both sides by 3. In other words, you cross multiply. So your x is minus 15 over 3, which is just minus 5. How many of you guys got these? Okay, did you guys get this one correct?
No.
No.
Yeah, this one is a bit longer, right? There were a whole bunch of terms, so it was a bit tricky. But you guys see the point, right? You guys get the point. These questions, you know, this is your basic algebra. This stuff is your basic algebra. And if you know this stuff really well, you know, the topics that we're going to cover later on are going to be piece of cake. Most of the kids, they don't know their algebra, okay? This is where they make all the mistakes. So just go over each and every question 3 to 4 times. You do it to yourself, okay? You do it to yourself, and then you compare it to my answer. That's how you're going to get better. Okay, are we good so far?